Hammers up, everyone! Hammers up, everyone! Towelliee here with some 6.2 Prop Paladin Hellfire Citadel discussion. We're basically going to go over the specs that I use while I'm raiding in HFC, what changes were made to Prop Paladins, why we went from basically last place to first. Maybe not first. I mean, bear tanks are still pretty much overpowered. And hold on, what the fuck is this? Does one of my cock have a big bag in front of it? I just noticed that. I never really zoom in on my cock mount, but it has a bag. I wonder what's in the bag. Does he ever open? No, whatever. Okay, so at the beginning of 6.2, Prop Paladin is definitely not sexy at all, losing to almost every other tank in every single category. I mean, we're doing the least amount of damage, taking the most damage, and we basically overall suck. You know, a lot of Prop Paladins were like, hey, you know what, let me just keep playing this class, and, you know, I don't care, that's what I like to play. I mean, but, you know, you look at a lot of the top raiding guilds in the world. Paragon, I think, ran double bear tank. Sloopbag, who is a well-known Prop Paladin, I'm sure all of you out there know who he is, from Midwinter, he went bear tank for progression. I mean, it's no secret that Prop Paladins were in bad shape. And our 2 and 4 piece, at first it looked like it was a pretty amazing 2 and 4 piece, right? But then we found out how shitty it was. But now there have been some recent changes to Prop Paladins in the past couple of days that have made us basically almost maybe one of the top tanks out there that you could possibly use. Now, I'm going to go into the 2 and 4 piece really quick, because obviously with every new tier of content, 2 and 4 piece synergy is always what counts for us tanks. Like, we want to make sure that, you know, 2 and 4 piece are good, useful, not garbage. So we have our 2 piece, which is basically when you cast Avenger Shield, you gain an absorb effect equal to 1.5% of your maximum health. That was a shitty 2 piece. At first, I thought it was good. Does it scale with Resolve? Yes. So we were getting, what, I don't know, maybe like a 20k shield or something like that? I don't know. What the hell is 1.5% of, God damn it, I'm bad at math. I don't know. It was a shitty shield. They changed that. Now it is 5%, which is a lot bigger. 4 pieces, your Avenger Shield has a 50% chance to have its cooldown instantly reset when used. That's amazing, right? You're like, holy shit, I hit Avenger Shield, and then it resets 50%. I could just spam Avenger Shield all day, but guess what? That Avenger Shield never actually generated holy power. You're just hitting Avenger Shield while you have no Shield of the Righteous up, and you're getting smoked by bosses. They changed it so that now it actually generates holy power. Basically, Grand Crusader gets procced, has a chance to proc 50% of the time you hit Avenger Shield. So the cooldown is done. It just comes right back up. And I'll show you right here real quick on the tanking test dummies. So Avenger Shield, you'll see I have a little weak aura here. I'll put the paste bin in my information for you guys to use, share with whoever you want. Brewmanfu from our guild, Windwalker / Brewmaster, he can take all the credit for that because he helped me make the weak aura. So here we go. I'm going to hit Avenger Shield. And right now, just a straight up, no resolve Avenger Shield. 30,362 shield. That's not even counting resolve. Okay? Do it again. Should be almost the same thing over and over again. Now, did you see what's happening though? I'm proccing Grand Crusader over and over again. And it's actually generating holy power. Now, this is really OP. At 100% resolve, which should be, I believe, 3.4 to 3.5 times whatever you're absorbing right now. I think last night in Raid, I was at about 116K absorb, and this is constantly refreshing. Now they nerfed the buff a little bit. It's called Avengers Reprieve, I guess you call it. It actually used to stack. So when I was doing Manaroth normal yesterday, it kept stacking to 1,000,000 and I wouldn't die. So I guess Blizzard was like, all right, that needs to go away. But what happens is every time you hit it, it refreshes, and it's amazing. It actually refreshes. It's crazy. So it's like you're constantly getting 100,000, you know, 100k shield over and over again, as long as you keep proccing, and it procs a lot. Let me give you an idea of how much it actually procced for me last night during. Now the screen's going to change a little bit because I'm on my computer and all this other good stuff. Of course I'm on my computer. How am I recording this? Fucking Towelliee. So here is my Warcraft logs for Hellfire Council. Hellfire High Council, which I was basically tanking Gurtog and Blade Master both at the same time in the beginning. We don't do a tank swap because you have Holy Shield, and Holy Shield negates like a shit ton of damage. You know, I think he puts that debuff on you, and your Holy Shield just keeps blocking, or has a chance to block that dot that he has on you, kind of like Brackenspore dot from Heimdall. So as you can see here, this is my Avenger Shield damage. There was another fight, I gotta look it up, where Avenger Shield was like 80% of my damage. I'm not sure which fight that was. But this was my Avenger Shield damage on Gertog in general. 4.46 million damage. Look how many casts I got off. Look how many hits. And the average. Oh, and not to mention, Avenger Shield also now does 30% more damage. Combine that with your Focus Shield glyph on single target fights, and it's amazing. I mean, it's out of control crazy. And now let's look at my healing. I think I healed, I don't even know. But here is my two-piece. My two-piece did 36.59% of my healing. Okay? 36.59% of my healing was my two-piece. 5.20 million, 255 hits. Okay? So that's a lot of healing. Sacred Shield didn't even come close. I mean, it came close. It was like a million apart, but whatever. Arcane Light, I had that for the encounter. I don't know. I don't even know why I used Arcane Light. I should probably use Execution Sentence just to get Gertog down quickly enough. Anyway, but that's besides the point. Let's not get technical here, you know what I'm saying? All right. So that is our two-piece. And then our damage done will be our four-piece, basically. And it is really crazy. Now, the thing that sucks about this two and four-piece synergy is that I feel like all I'm doing during an encounter is just hitting Avenger Shield. That's all I'm doing. Hitting Avenger Shield. And I'm, like, done. You know? If you look at my buffs, I mean, Shield of the Righteous, 76% uptime. That's pretty damn good. I can't interrupt Dia, so I kind of had to hold back a little bit on this fight. So overall, like, our damage goes up. You know, Shield of the Righteous uptime probably goes up a little bit. And it's just a really great 2 and 4 piece. If you're before, maybe like 2 weeks ago, no one was even looking at 4 piece. Maybe not even 2 piece. I think people were running 2 piece from Blackrock Foundry and 2 piece from Hellfire Citadel. Let's look at another fight. How about Hellfire Assault? This is the first time I did Hellfire Assault, so it was a little new to me. Usually a lot of Paladins don't use Holy Avenger, but I do. I liked it a lot. Pop my 2 Dranic Potions. Yeah. Let's see how we did on this one, because you take a little bit of damage from that hulking berserker, whatever it's called. Damage done. Look at Avenger Shield. There it is, man. Like, you can't get any crazier than that. 40% of my damage was Avenger Shield. 7.2 million damage, just Avenger Shield. And then in terms of healing done, almost 5 million healing. 57% of my healing came from my 2-piece. It is pretty crazy. This really does move us up along the tanking, you know, ranks. We were last, now we're at least second, third. I still hold bear tanks first because bear tanks are just fucking overpowered. Alright, but let's go back to the normal game here. Alright, so basically, I just showed you how 2 and 4 piece works. You just hit your Avenger Shield. And I can sit here all day and just hit this goddamn thing, and then yeah, there it goes. Sometimes, you know what? It sucks. It's like any other RNG ability. You won't get any sort... So, here we go. There we go. That was some pretty good RNG right there. But you see how my resolve is actually absorbing a lot more now. Let me pop my Holy Avenger. Drag down that hammer! Now, usually people are asking, what do you hit first now? Do you hit Crusader Strike or Avenger Shield? I'm like, I hit Avenger Shield when I started fighting now, man. Avenger Shield, Avenger Shield, Avenger Shield, Avenger Shield. And as you can see right now, it's not that... I'm not even hitting Shield of the Righteous. I just want to show you the Avenger Shield. But it's pretty crazy. I mean, it does a great amount of damage, and it brings up a pretty decent absorb shield. If you die on any mythic encounter, I don't even see how that's possible. So that's that. That's 2 and 4 piece discussion. Let's talk about specs, right? So the cool thing about Paladin tanks is that, I mean, trust me, I've researched World of Logs or Warcraft logs for like tons of Paladins, from the top guilds to the middle guilds to, like, you know, 100th ranked guilds. Prop Paladins, and honestly, on some fights, everyone does something different. But the one spec that really stands out, that has great synergy with the Legendary Ring, which I don't have yet, and almost every encounter, is basically Holy Avenger, Holy Shield. Holy Shield it just makes your damage, your incoming damage, so much smoother for your healers. A lot of tanks like to go with Seraphim. I'll be honest, man. Prop Paladins, we've become a little bit of the DPS padding meter type. In our guild, in Death Jesters, unless Sparty or GM or any of my officers tell me, hey man, you're doing way less damage than other tanks out there, I'm like, all right, well, first of all, you need to show me the proof that I'm doing less damage, or that maybe 2 prop paladins out there decide that they want to use Seraphim just to get world rankings. It's kind of crazy how, like, before, you know, DPS would be the only ones who cared about world rankings. Now tanks are like, oh, I want to rank first in this fight. And it's like, really? Not very progression for me, man. Ah, water sip. So, Holy Avenger, Holy Shield, and then Light's Hammer could change per fight. I'll go over some encounters right now. Let's open up the journal. Let's go over Hellfire Citadel. Hellfire Assault. I still stick with Holy Shield, Holy Avenger here. You get some pretty good burst. You can probably use Holy Avenger about 3 times. 2 and 4 piece are probably going to carry you with all the damage you're probably doing. Light's Hammer, good for picking up ranged adds. Holy Prism is also another good choice that a lot of tanks... I know Sloopbag loves to use Holy Prism, but Light's Hammer for me, I don't know why I love that ability so much. I feel like it just does more. Heals, damages, a bunch of other shit. But Holy Prism is basically what you'd want to use for Hellfire Assault. I like Light's Hammer. You know, when you pick up all those adds and you have the Groot... I am Groot. And you have the other, you know, mini boss in the middle. It's pretty good. It does a lot of good damage, especially when you pop Holy Avenger and you just go apeshit. Iron Reaver, I stick to the same thing, Holy Avenger. I actually use my Holy Avenger after I taunt off our other tank for artillery, because at least that'll give me about 20 seconds to utilize my Holy Avenger instead of like popping at the start of a fight and then getting artillery and then I barely get, you know, all my Holy Avenger action out of it. For this one, you'd want to switch to Execution Sentence, only because you're really not deep... What the fuck? Whatever. Goddamn UI. I'd like to use Execution Sentence because you're really not DPSing anything else. Like, unless the bombs spawn into melee, you might be able to hit 1, maybe 2 with your Avenger Shield. But for this fight, you'd want to Glyph Focus Shield and then go Execution Sentence. It'll just be more damage overall. I haven't actually tanked Cormrock on Mythic yet, but on Cormrock, I'd probably go with Light's Hammer as well. Just because the Dragging Hands is probably good for that. Hellfire High Council, I go with Holy Avenger, Holy Shield. Holy Shield is a god in that fight. It just makes those stacks from Gurtog just useless. You know, you barely take any damage, and you can cleave off of him and Blade Master. I also use Light's Hammer there. I think I'm just addicted to Light's Hammer. I'm probably not even using the right spec in terms of my level 90 talent, but I just like Light's Hammer. Kilrog, I like to use Holy Avenger, Holy Shield, Light's Hammer, still. Holy Prism is probably better, but Light's Hammer is pretty nice sometimes, especially for the Death Thrones, when you can use it about... How many times? We use it, what, like 4 times, 5 times during that fight? And right now, we're currently on Gorefiend. Now, on Gorefiend, Light's Hammer for the Feast of Souls ability is pretty good, but I want Execution Sentence so I can get my ad down really quick when I go into his stomach. Now, this all seems weird because you haven't seen any videos of me. I'll be posting some more videos of me doing a lot of these bosses. Let me reload my UI so maybe I can actually change my talents. Come on, come on, come on. But that's pretty much it. I mean, 6.2 prop paladins. Pretty good right now. Holy Avenger, Holy Shield is probably the best spec to go with. Honestly, Seraphim for me is just... I mean, I don't know. What the fuck is going on? Do I not have tomes? For some reason, my Garrison just doesn't let me do stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I usually go Unbreakable Spirit, but on fights where I have to bot people, I use Clemency. Or if I have to use Double Sack for certain people in the guild that need it, I use Clemency. And yeah, but Holy Avenger, Holy Shield is my current bread and butter. It is for a lot of other tanks out there. Like I said, you'd want to probably switch on some fights. People like using Divine Purpose too. Divine Purpose is a pretty sweet talent, especially with a high amount of haste. Now, let's talk about haste really quick. Haste is still king. You have a few avenues you can go with. Now, if you're going Holy Avenger, Holy Shield, you need at least 50% haste buffed during raid. That's your goal, is to try to get there as much as you can. I'm pretty close. I'm at just 30%. Hold on, let me get rid of these buffs here. Get rid of all these buffs. All right, I'm at about 28% without my food and without any buffs in raid. So I got a lot of work to do still. I seriously need my trinket from Kilrog. Hopefully tonight I get it. We're gonna do a quick heroic clear for more tier pieces or whatnot. And I think we'll be just fine. But if you guys have any questions, post them in chat. If you think I'm wrong about anything, or if you have any criticism on anything I've said, go ahead and post it. I'll be happy to respond to you. If you're a prop paladin, let me know what you're using. I mean, if you have logs, post your logs too, man. I mean, I know I've been a little lazy with the videos for my prop paladin, you know, but I went through a major surgery during Blackrock Foundry. I kind of missed all that. It was kind of rough for me to miss my first tier of content in 10 years of playing WoW. I got to down like 6 mythic bosses, but you know, it was kind of like the first tier of raiding or first raid I've ever done in 10 years where I haven't been able to kill the last boss with a guild, or with my guild for that matter. And that kind of blew. So I've been really focused this time around, and I've been studying logs and talking to all the theory crafters, and it's been really fun. So hopefully you guys come out and watch me on twitch.tv/Towelliee every night from 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Well, not every night, sorry, Monday through Thursday, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time till about 9:30 Pacific Standard Time, 4-hour raid. You'll catch me on there. When I'm not tanking or I'm sitting out for a fight, I do what I call mythic watching, which means I just sit and I open up another stream of one of my guildmates and I watch them stream, and I do kind of like, you know, shoutcasting for mythic raiding. Yeah, I'm sad. Whatever. But yeah, once again, twitch.tv/Towelliee. You know, I do daily game time giveaways. I now stream twice in the morning. Oh, excuse me, I stream twice a day now. I go 6 a.m. till about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Then I do my gym break, and then I come and I do my nightly raid. So the mornings is more like, you know, just doing stuff with you guys, with the fans, with the viewers. I do a lot of I'm doing more European runs now. I'm doing a lot of US runs, and yeah, I don't know, I kind of like there's a lot of more MMOs to play, but I feel like WoW is just kind of like, you know, I feel more revitalized this tier than almost any other tier in the last like 2 expansions. I don't know why. Maybe it's because this expansion for a lot of people was lackluster, and now I'm just waiting for the next one to come along, and I just want to really, you know, perform well in this one and get ready for the next one. So that's it, folks. Towelliee out. The fuck does he use that for? I mean, he's got to keep something in there. I mean, he doesn't keep his eggs in there. It's too horizontal. It'd have to be more like oval shape or whatnot. Is he just picking at his? Did he just pick at his dick? I don't know what. I'm out of here.